once in a year, a particular group of women will bow in homage to the king. Kábíyèsí o. These women were brave because they offered their lives to the king, and they are also called the king's concubines. Their duty is very simple. They must carry sacrifice of long life for the king. This sacrifice is to be taken to the evil forest, and many times only a few return. Many of the king's concubines will fortify themselves against the dangerous journey to the evil forest, and as the day of their sacred journey to the evil forest drew closer, Amokpe went to her father for fortification. Amokpe is the only daughter of Ogunjimileyin. Awotoye, bring me the pot of power. Anything you command with this pot shall come to pass, Ogunjimileyin said to his daughter. But as Awotoye came in with the pot and saw Amokpe, it was love at first sight. And that is how Amokpe betrayed the sacred oath of the king's concubines, which says they must never marry or be in love with another man except the king. The king's anger grew because of Amokpe's betrayal. Amokpe happens to be one of the king's favorites, so he sent Awotoye to the war front, and the news of Awotoye being killed in the war front spread throughout the village. In great sadness, Amokpe went to the king, but the king said, "Don't you know a man can have many wives, but not a woman? She can't have more than one husband. I will forgive you because you are one of my favorites. Take the death of Awotoye in good heart and remain loyal to me." But the king went back on his words when he discovered that Amokpe is carrying Awotoye's child in her womb. So he ordered that Amokpe should be killed by being tied to a stake. But when Amokpe's father, Ogunjimileyin, heard, he went to the king. "Kábíyèsí o, I have saved you in the raining season. Now it is time for you to save me in the dry season. Amokpe is the only child that I have. Please, because of me, temper justice with mercy," Ogunjimileyin pleaded. "A child cannot eat pap without having it stain her hand. Please, Kábíyèsí." But the king refused. This made Ogunjimileyin to come up with another alternative. He entered into his shrine, cast a spell, and Amokpe vanished from the captive of the king into a neighboring village. When the king realized, he became angry, ordered his soldiers to go and kill Ogunjimileyin. In the middle of nowhere, Amokpe wept bitterly. "How can the king be this merciless? I must avenge the death of my father and Awotoye." She carried the pot and said, "Prince Adeolu, Prince Adeolu, Prince Adeolu, 3 times have I called you, the only heir of the king. Though it is the king that has offended me, but since I cannot harm the king, I shall harm you. Prince Adeolu, as from this moment I turn you into a spirit being. You are not of this earth anymore." She smashed the pot on the ground, and at that instant, Prince Adeolu becomes a shadow. The villagers became very scared of him, and the king has no other option than to send his only son away. Time passed. Morenikeji, the name her mother Amokpe calls her, grew into a beautiful woman. Morenikeji came out from the hut to meet her mother. "How was your nap?" her mother asked. "Hope you didn't sleep with your leg rested to the wall. I've told you times without number that it is only a witch that sleeps like that. But mother, stop with your myth." But in truth, the king's concubine must rest their legs on the wall whenever they sleep. That way, they remain inferior to the king's wife. Amope only hopes that Morenikeji will not find herself in the shackles of the barbaric tradition. Go and get me water, Amope said to her daughter. So Morenikeji picked the pot and headed to the stream. But on her way, she stepped into a trap and started shouting for help. A stranger came to her aid and helped her out of the trap. Thank you, Morenikeji was grateful. But the stranger was lost in thought. How did I hear her call for help? How can she see me and hear me too? So many questions going on in the stranger's mind. But Morenikeji interrupted his thought. Thank you once again. But, young woman, let me help you home. There is no way you can walk with this injured leg. So the stranger followed Morenikeji to her house. The moment Morenikeji's mother set her eyes on the stranger, she recognized him immediately. Prince Adeolu, you can see me too? You know me? It was said that the day that her daughter meets the prince's ghost, that day the curse will be lifted. But for it to be lifted permanently, Morenikeji must remain beside Prince Adeolu. Morenikeji, how did this happen? Amope became confused. Mother, he saved me. Amope breathed deeply. Indeed, one good turn deserves another. So Amope told them about the past. And haven't she punished the innocent for his father's sin? The only remedy is that you must be with my daughter, Amope said. You have a very beautiful daughter, Prince Adeolu replied. Amope smiled. She realized if we don't forget about the past, we will have no one to play with. The end.